It's just absolutely brilliant to be on TEDx. And thank you so much for inviting me. Really, it makes me feel so thrilled to be with all of you. Incognito. Am I incognito today? Yes, I'm always incognito, isn't it? I mean, I don't think there's been a more, what is the opposite of incognito? Yeah, more recognizable person everywhere than myself. What with the bindi and with the hair the way it is and the sari the way it is. Yeah, but I am absolutely uncensored today. And if there's anything that anybody would want to ask me while I'm talking, I'd be very, very thrilled. Really, it makes me feel so thrilled to be with TEDx because I've been with all of you for so many years without you knowing, in different chapters, of course. And the original one being in America, and I was really thrilled to be on that as well. Also here in Mysore, when it first started, it was great. And of course, most people are quite shocked at the way I look and the way I sing. It's two totally different things. So it's absolutely brilliant that I get an opportunity like this to be with all of you. Um, yes. So the topic being incognito and the topic being uncensored. I think my mind and my music and my face and my body language and everything about me is like an open book. Everybody knows everything about me. They know that I look the way I do. They know that I don't wear anything else except in a sari. They know that I always wear a bindi. They know that I always have flowers in my hair. Everything about me is known, really. There are some things which are quite, which not many people really know about. And that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. I wonder how many people know that I'm really, number 5 in my family. You probably know that. And when I say you would imagine what is so uncensored about that. Well, being number 5, let me tell you that I think my parents, when they had the first child, was a beautiful girl called Indira. She's really fantastic, my elder sister. And then the second one was born to keep company with the first one. And she turned out to be another beautiful lady called Uma. And so Indira and Uma became the original singing Sami sisters. And I think my parents decided, okay, we have 2 girls now, we need to have a boy. And they had a boy, and he is a fabulous, wonderful, wonderful human being called Shyam Sundar. So then they said, okay, so why don't we have another boy? And they had another boy, and his name is Tyagaraj Sami. We all call him Babu. So there were 2 girls and 2 boys. And then came the mistake. That was me. But thank God for the mistake. Yeah. They hadn't planned me. I don't think they did plan me. But uncensored, people don't know that I was a good student, a good child. I didn't give much trouble to my parents. And now that is kind of quite an exciting thing to be able to tell people that I was always a good student. Yeah. And I'm not one of those who says or who takes pride in saying that, I'm a school dropout or I'm a college dropout, because I didn't drop out of anything. I mean, I really worked hard at in school and then in college. But the thing that people don't know about me in school was that I always loved stationery. I loved stationery. And that is, why would you say that's uncensored? It's not uncensored. I mean, it's not something that is censored, actually. It's just something that people don't know much about. So, because there's never been a chance for me to talk about it. So, stationery has always been one of the passions of my life, really. A beautiful paper. The paper has got to be just so good. And the pen has to be just so wonderful. I love writing with an ink pen. And I think the character of a person comes out the best when you're writing with an ink pen. And really, not that we could afford very good pens or, expensive pens in those days. But yes, I started off writing with a pen and a holder. Can you imagine a holder with a nib? And that's the way I started writing. And I developed passion for looking at my handwriting and seeing whether I wrote well. And actually, everybody in our family has very good handwriting. but I think I'm very good as well. And I think that's one of the good things that come out of coming from a convent school. And I know there are many people who would be wanting to tear their hair now because I made a statement like that. But I think all convent school girls, almost all convent girls, have very good handwriting, because I think a lot was made out of how you write how you write. Your handwriting had to be just so good. And people, especially the nuns in school, always said that, your character comes out when you write well. And when you don't, then you know what it's all about. Yeah. So the way I wrote, I just loved it. And the funny thing about me is that, like most people would, they would probably, when they're trying out a new pen or something like that, they would write their own name. But I never did that. Isn't that strange? I always wrote a line of my song, or when I was in school, then probably a poem like, the camel's hump is an ugly lump, which, well, you may see at the zoo, something of Rudyard Kipling, or, something that I'd learned in school. And that was what I used to write. It's so strange. I never wrote my own name. And most people would, the minute they, even in a shop, if they go into a pen shop and they want to buy something. So if there are any people, anybody in the audience who is good at handwriting and have a reason for this, why I don't write my own name, it would be interesting to know. But I got to know later, many, many years later, why. When I say many years later, I mean when I started writing, when I started doing, signing autographs, I realized that people who gave me their pen, because, it's when they give you a pen to write, I make it a point to return the pen, because almost always all my pens get stolen everywhere. So I don't want anybody to feel that they lost their pen, because it was so precious to me. Yeah, a pen is so, so very precious to me. And a pen that, especially, that has written so many of my songs, and so much of my happiness and so much of my heartache, all done with a pen. So I got to know many, many years after I had signed many autographs and written many a song, that I don't write my own name, because there is somewhere in my mind that I am not good enough. That's what some handwriting expert told me, that this thing is in my mind, that I don't consider myself where I am, okay, or that I'm good, or I'm good at what I'm doing, or I'm trying to be better, or something like that. No. It's just that they said that I didn't believe in myself, though I sing a song called I Believe in Music and I Believe in Love. And all my motivational and inspirational talks have always started with saying, believe in yourself. So somewhere down the line, there was a conflict in my mind as to why is it that I didn't believe that I was good enough, because I never wrote my own name. So then that bothered me for a bit. Not bothered. I mean, I tried to do some introspection with that. That was one thing which was censored, I mean, which not many people know. So today you know that. You also know another thing about me. You will know a couple of other things about me. One is my fear of everything. And I look so strong and so in control of everything. But I've realized that I'm a complete fraud. And I wonder why. Because I try very hard to be brave. I am brave. Once I'm faced with a situation, I'm very brave. But the 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 2 days or 5 days or 10 days before that, I am scared. I am scared all the time. But not so much for myself, but for my people whom I love, and my loved ones and near ones and my friends. And I'm always worried about everybody. Now, that is something which is quite contrary to my nature, or quite contrary to the way I look, and to the kind of things that I sing, and to the kind of things that I talk about. I talk so much about, being brave, and, my everyday messages are so full of positivity and everything. But is somewhere down in my mind, there is a fear of everything. I'm fear of the I fear the dark. I'm afraid of flying. I'm afraid of water. It took me many, many years to even stand under a shower, much after I started traveling and staying in five-star hotels or whatever hotels, which had showers. But I was scared because I was scared always of water, especially over my head. So I'm always using the bucket and a mug to have a bath. So can you imagine somebody as well traveled as, so much of traveling to be scared of flying all the time? So what is this negativity? It's no, sorry, I won't say negativity. What is this thing that brings me down to being so scared all the time? And I pray, I meditate, I do a lot of things, which I think is going to get over my fear. But once I'm in the fear, you know what happens to me? Then I say, no, I got to get out of it. And somehow I'm able to extricate myself. So instead of waiting till the last minute, why didn't I do it earlier on? Is my question, is where I get censored. That is the second point. The third point is, one of my other, big secrets, which all of you would probably not know about, if we're talking about professionally. I am so petrified of getting onto the stage. Like I was so petrified before I got on here. I'm always worried, are people going to love me? What is this wanting to be loved and love so much? It is so the more I want to be detached, the more I'm getting more and more drawn into it. And the more I feel I'm so wise, the more I'm not able to differentiate that this is not so wise. It's not so wise to be so attached. It's not so good. So these things have always, played a big part in my personal life as well as my professional life. And insecurity. I dream very vividly. Even if I sleep, if I close my eyes or whatever you all call it, a power nap or whatever it is, even if I close my eyes for, say, 7 minutes, I dream. Can you imagine? And I'm not very happy always to dream because I'd like to just have a nap without dreaming. But I dream, and I dream sometimes, most times. I don't know if you've thought about it. Most times I dream in Technicolor. Like I can remember somebody's sari, somebody's shalwar kameez, somebody whose shirt is red and black or something like that. But I'm always, I dream mostly in Technicolor. And my dreams are usually when I'm, say, for example, somebody's announced my name and I'm not able to find the shoes. I'm not able to find my blouse. Sometimes I'm not able to find my lyrics. I'm just standing on the stage and people are saying, come on, we're waiting for Usha, we're waiting for Usha. And I can't find the lyrics of the song that I was supposed to sing. So now these have been deciphered as dreams of insecurity. So what would it be when people think that, oh, Usha Uthup, oh, she's so, full of confidence and full of beans and energy, which I am actually. But there are a lot of insecurities, a lot of things that are, the incognito. Yeah, people who don't, who wouldn't, you wouldn't know about these things, that I have dreams of insecurity. What are these dreams of insecurity? Or what are the feelings of insecurity? Is really terrible. It's really terrible to have dreams of insecurity. Actually, I wanted to join in much earlier and hear what all the other speakers were talking about. But then I said, well, no, I had to finish another song which I was writing, and that was in another language. And that brings me to the fact that I was always a lover of, I mean, I'm a complete people's person. So I am always finding music is not my business, communication is. So I'm always thinking of how better to connect with you, in which way, in which language, in what. So if I was to learn a Telugu song or a Kannada song, which is not a language which I think in, then it becomes 3 to 4 times more difficult, because I not only have to learn the tune, I have to learn the expression, I've got to learn the pronunciation and the enunciation and all the nuances. So it takes a lot of work out of me. So I was doing that before I came onto speaking over here. And then it struck me that this is another thing that I am so insecure about. I want people to know that, not that I want them to know. I want to get across to people to know that I have, not that I have to tell everybody that, oh, I worked so hard or something, but I want that it should be so seamless that you would never imagine the work that goes behind it, which is really exciting. So when people say, oh, she sings in Kannada, she must be a Kannadiga. Oh, she sings in Tamil, so she must be a Tamil. Oh, so, that is what fires my imagination. I just love that. When people say, no, she's either from Bengal, because I sing in Bengali. So people all think that, oh, but when they ask me, but what I do is I take all the expression first. So if somebody asks me, and they'll ask me, Tumi Bangla jano? And I say, "Hai." And the way I say, "Hai," they think, oh God, she's a Bengali for sure.